Sport karate fans around the world, we are coming to you live from the Battle of Atlanta World Martial Arts Championships, where we have the open weight brackets for today. This action is all going to be going down today leading up to the Friday night fights. We've got the full women's bracket and men's bracket fully shuffled and ready for your entertainment. We're going to jump right into it with the women's bracket. We're going to be going down every single matchup and looking at the possibilities as we go into these huge brackets. On the men's side, over 40 fighters in the men's sparring bracket. Before the women, getting a first round bye, Paula Fonseca. The first matchup of the first round, Haley Eubanks, some great sport karate pedigree, against Vanessa Byrne. The next first round matchup, Cynthia Set Rodriguez against Avery Sutter. Getting a first round bye, Emma Rose Myers. The next first round matchup, Lynn DeGroot and Tahira Abdul Qadir. Another first round bye, Melody Armour. Followed by a first round matchup, Yana Mies St. Andre and Katie Chapman. Also receiving a first round bye, a contender here in Jimena Janeiro. Then moving on to two more first round matchups, Carolyn Howard and Brianna Nurse. Followed by Peyton Fender and Crystal Alvarez. A first round bye for Katiuska Sanchez. A first round matchup for Gayatri Akula against Katarina Herman. Maeve McColgan will get a first round bye. Another first round matchup for Yorgesi Guaykurba and Kitana Everett. A first round bye for Savannah Wolanyuk. And our final matchup of the women's open weight first round, Micah Mies St. Andre and Jasmine Peterson. And so what that means is in the bottom half of this women's bracket, we are loaded. We've got potential second round matchups with Kitana Everett and Maeve McColgan potentially. We also have a potential third round matchup against Kitana or Maeve and Katie Herman, depending on how some of these fights go. So we've got a lot of talent in the bottom half of the bracket that are going to be contending for this overall open weight title. But the great thing about sport karate, the great thing about point fighting, any of those names I just mentioned could go to the Friday night fights tonight and win this whole thing. That is your complete women's bracket. You can view the whole bracket yourself on mataction.com. Now let's get to the men's. For the men's bracket, I'll tell you, we've got a lot of talent evenly distributed across this bracket. First bye of the first round, Alex Kozolius. Our first round matchup, Richard Avery Plowden and John Curatolo. Receiving a first round bye is Brandon Ballou. Your next matchup of the first round, Justin Mingo and Tobias Brown. Followed by technically a second round fight. They both got a bye. It lined up the right way with Christian Naito and Zach Winder. First round matchup for Alex Mancias and Charles Owens. First round bye for Anthony Merricks as well as for Luis Nunez. Next first round matchup, Jorge Alonso and Sean Magallanes. Followed by another one of those technically second round bye matchups, Ibrahim Morales and Bailey Murphy. Your next first round matchup, Diego Gomez against Leonardo Ortega. Cutting off part of the name there, so forgive me, Leonardo, if I'm missing some. Couple of first round byes for Nathan McAllister and Angel Lamone. Our next first round matchup, Ronnie Norton against Tyreek Saint. Another one of those technically second round byes, we have Daryl Carter against Kareem Abdullah. Followed by a first round matchup, Jalen Lazenby and Justice Floyd. That is a great matchup between those two. Couple of byes for Paul Hasvard as well as Ryan Bennett. Next first round matchup, Alex Weir and Albert Hernandez. Another one of those technically second round fights, Chance Turner and Samuel Osechas. That has a chance to be a slugfest. I love that one. Leland Deans and Renzo Rodriguez also in the first round. Receiving a first round bye, the winner of that matchup will face Kevin Walker. Another first-round bye for Wyatt Bostrom, followed by a matchup between Enrique Latona and George Stalnaker. What's up? Enrique. That's Enrique. We've got a live audience here. So Enrique Latona against George Stalnaker. Then another one of those kind of second-tier matchups, Asher Neal and Danny Oliva. Followed by another great first-round matchup, two long, fast fighters, Christian Rivas and Trey Brown Williams. That has potential to be the fight of the first round. And then our last fighter receiving a first-round bye is Jake Muick. And so as we scroll through this bracket, I believe that we have Bailey Murphy in the top half of the bracket, joining Richard Avery Plowden. Potential matchups there. Big names all over this bracket. And if you tuned in to the Jackson Rudolph podcast this morning, you know that there's a matchup that everybody wants to see potentially between Bailey Murphy and Enrique Latona, who find themselves on opposite ends of the open weight bracket with a chance to meet in the finals. The possibilities are endless here at the Battle of Atlanta. Over 40 fighters in the men's open weight, a huge women's open weight division as well. This is going to be some amazing sport karate action. Make sure that you're tuning in. Multiple media entities here to cover the action, including Sport Karate Zone, as well as our friends at Point Fighter Live. Make sure you guys are staying tuned. And also check out mattaction.com to be receiving the full bracket so you understand what's going down every single step of the way. We'll be bringing you all the latest news and updates. And I'm going to scan the room real quick. Looks like we're going to welcome a couple of guests for an interview before we finish this open weight breakdown stream. If I could have Brandon Ballou and Savannah Wolanyik go ahead and come on set. Because of some technical difficulties this morning, we weren't able to feature this interview as part of our regular morning show. And so we're going to give them the opportunity to answer some questions for us here right now. So we'll go ahead and get our headsets on, y'all. All right, so let's start with some rapid reactions. We just heard about an absolutely crazy, if I can actually get this wire behind me, an absolutely crazy open weight bracket for both the women and the men. As you guys start to hear that breakdown, can I just get your rapid reaction starting with Savannah?
Definitely some great fights, so I'm definitely excited to see both men's and women's.
Absolutely. How about the bottom of that women's bracket?
I think it's a good bottom bracket. It'll be definitely some hard fights, but it'll be good.
You love to see it. It's awesome. And then Brandon on the men's side.
I've never really focused too much on the bracket. I know who my first fight is, and then I'll just concentrate one fight at a time, but I look forward to watching it all after.
Absolutely. And so one thing, again, thank you guys for taking the time to come on the show here today. Apologies for what happened this morning. But now we've got a captive audience of everybody that was tuning in to see this big open weight bracket reveal. And I want to start by just kind of lobbing this up to you guys. Lots of changes for Straight Up lately, right? We've got new coaching staff by bringing in Mike Conroy and company, a huge move that was announced at the Ocean State Grand Nationals, and then obviously a couple of notable recent departures. So you guys have been on Straight Up through thick and thin. I know, Brandon, your entire life, essentially, you've been with the Straight Up crowd. So I just want to get you guys' reaction to kind of all the changes this year and how you see the future of the team moving forward from this tournament on.
So the future of the team will be identical to the same past of the team. Kevin and Bailey, both fantastic fighters, both played a huge role in Straight Up's history, but Straight Up has been a #1 contender long before they were ever on the team, and it'll continue to be a #1 contender long after they're gone and even after I'm gone.
That's Joe Greenhall for you, right?
Yes, sir.
I love it. And Savannah?
I definitely agree. I'm new to Straight Up, per se, just over the past year and a half. But it's been a great journey so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing that journey.
Absolutely. And one thing that I want to make very clear, because rumors spread after big moves and everything, Straight Up's going to be in the team fights tonight as well. And I think everybody is hoping for some particular matchups to play out. But Brandon, give us a little bit of a preview of the guys that you've got coming to the table and what you're looking forward to in men's teams.
Yeah, so our four we have here today are myself, John Curtolo, Ryan Bennett, and Diego Gomes. Pretty solid lineup for our first tournament after, losing two of our, starting two. Looking forward to the rest of the year. We definitely got some surprises for you guys and look forward to, make a name.
Awesome. And Savannah, I know on the women's team sparring side, you've been kind of in and out of it, sometimes doing some hybrid teams. Are you going to be fighting in that division today or just the open weight?
I'll be fighting in teams with Yana and Micah.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah.
Excellent. So we'll be looking forward to both of those team sparring matchups, of course the open weight, and that's one of the great things about the Battle of Atlanta is as we look through every sparring division, whether it's the open weight, the team sparring being deep, the virtual fight tour last man standing, if Brandon winds up being the heavyweight overall winner, he'll have a chance to fight the lightweight old school style. What are some of the things that you guys are most excited about? Is it lining up with your teammates and doing the team fights? Is it individual matchups that you just can't wait to get your hands on? What are the things that you individually are most looking forward to, Brandon?
I love the way Battle does the Friday night fights. It's exciting to watch. It's exciting to be a part of. It's probably the most exciting portion in NASCA as far as point fighting goes, as far as the tournament runs it. So I'm excited to be a part of the fighting, watch the fighting. Everything on Friday night fights is spectacular.
I'd like to say the same. I enjoy open weight. You get a variety of fighters because we do lightweights and heavyweights are kind of split, so we don't get a chance to fight the super lightweights. So definitely the mix in and everything is great in open weight, so I look forward to those fights.
Absolutely. And obviously tons of big matchups that could transpire. So given the landscape of how everything has changed, one thing that I did want to bring up, last thing kind of about the move that has happened that everybody's been talking about. We got a chance to hear Kevin and Bailey and their teammates' perspective this morning in the show. And one of the big reasons I wanted to welcome you guys was also to get the flip side of it, right? And so what was that perspective, being team members of theirs, seeing the move take place, and just how all of that was handled and your reactions to it?
It was handled well. Bailey's my brother. We've been, on the same team for well over a decade, competing together, won countless team sparring events together, whether it was just a random third man we picked up or if we actually had a solid team. So there's absolutely no personal hard feelings or everything. Like the love is all still there. As far as the sport, they did what they feel is going to be best for them, and Straight Up's going to do what they feel is best for us.
Absolutely. Savannah, anything to add?
No, I think Brandon said it very well. I think our friendship's still going to continue regardless what team they wear and everything, so no hard feelings there.
That's what we love to hear. And what I want to close with for you guys is I've got some specific individual questions for both of you. Brandon, you can probably predict what mine's going to be for you. But we'll start with Savannah. And one thing that I feel like we don't talk about enough that I want sport karate fans to know about you is that you've had so many matchups with Katie Herman, especially over the last few years, as both of you have been on stage constantly fighting for grand championships, lots of great matchups against one another, and coming out of the same school. That's the thing. Because you guys wear different uniforms, I think a lot of people don't make that connection. So talk about what that's like being in these high-level fights against somebody that is a training partner of yours.
It's definitely interesting per se. It's great to be able to train with her. We train typically once a week or once every other week on our Sundays, like big training sessions. So it's great to train with her. She definitely pushes the pace in training and we can kind of push each other that way. But then when it comes to tournaments, we kind of separate that and we both just fight our fight and we both want to win. So it's whoever wants to win more by the end.
I love it. I love it. And for those of you that don't know, Savannah had one of the best tournaments that I've ever seen her fight earlier this year at the Ocean State Grand Nationals, won the Super Fights title, a huge bracket, much like the one that we're going to see take place today. So absolutely, Savannah, a contender to take home this whole thing. You're going to want to keep a close eye on her. And Brandon, the reason I say that you can probably guess what I'm going to ask you is because every now and again, you tease us with a bow form. And I competed against you for years with bow forms, so I know what Brandon is capable of. I just want you to start doing it more consistently. Are we going to get to see any more Brandon Ballou bow forms?
I like to tease the audience, so we'll leave it up to what everybody thinks might happen. Anything's possible.
I love it. I love it. So once again, thank you all for tuning into this stream. Thank you again, Brandon and Savannah, for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Definitely two fighters to watch as we go through the open weight today, the team sparring later today, and then also going through the eliminations tomorrow. We've got a lot of amazing martial arts action coming at you guys. So thank you again for tuning into Sport Karate Zone. Stay tuned to Sport Karate Zone YouTube and Facebook for all the updates and highlights. And make sure tonight, the Friday night fights on the Battle of Atlanta YouTube channel. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have some amazing matchups. Can't wait to see you there.